Tell us about the other recordings on the disc, the Bruch and the Schubert. Why did you choose these pieces?
I've chosen the Schubert because I think it just musically goes well together with the Rococo. It's also in the same key, and also I wanted to record it because a friend of mine, very good composer who I worked with a lot, Dobrinka Tabakova, has made this arrangement a few years ago, and I wanted to fulfill this project and end it in a way with the recording. I'm not saying that I'm not going to play it again, but at least I know that I've now recorded it and I'm happy it's there, you know, and I think it works really good with the orchestra, and I believe there is no recording of the version with an orchestra.
Right.
So hopefully there will be just a bit more ways for us to play this piece. Sometimes with piano, and now maybe with chamber orchestras also. And the Bruch, I also love the piece, and I mean it's quite short, it's about 8 minutes, and I think it's very beautiful. It's more beautiful with orchestra because I think this version with the piano, and because orchestra gives us a lot of colors, and it's a good sort of encore piece on the disc.
Brilliant. So also on this disc you've transcribed the Rococo Variations for the viola. How challenging do you find doing transcriptions, and is it something you enjoy doing, or is it just necessary to expand the viola repertoire?
Both. In the viola repertoire, unfortunately, there is a little gap, particularly in the Romantic era, in the Romantic period, because at some point the violin sort of won over all of the string family and became a sort of hero, and everybody, I mean, of course, because of the possibilities and a very good projection, and also, I mean, as it's a known fact that viola was always used to be an instrument for pleasure, because a lot of violinists used to play viola for fun. They would play it in the chamber music. They would, I mean, Mozart played viola, Bach played viola, Beethoven played viola, but for some reason, I mean, Mozart wrote this very famous Symphonia Concertante for viola and the violin, but for some reason they didn't think that it was necessary to promote the instrument, and so that's what I'm trying to do now. I mean, without sounding too loud about it, but for me it's very important to play romantic repertoire because I'm myself a romantic in a way, and transcribing in general, I mean, it's not something that I do, or I don't even think about enjoying it. I just think that, okay, I like this piece, I think it will work fantastic on viola, and I just have to do it, and I don't even rewrite anything. I just take a cello part and I just put some marks, like which one goes up an octave and which one stays in the same octave and things like that. And so far it's proven to be quite successful. I mean, all my tryouts. I did the Franck Sonata, but the Franck Sonata is a bit different because it's been written for the violin and for the cello. I mean, he did his own version for the cello, so all I had to do is combine it. You know, things like that. And at the moment I'm also playing quite a lot the Saint-Saëns Cello Concerto No. 1, but this is not arranged by me. This is arranged by my wonderful teacher from Moscow, who I have studied with for 8 years, way back. Yeah, from 89, when I was young, 10. So transcribing it is something that I think I enjoy the result more than the process in this case.
Good. You also completed a number of transcriptions for your last disc, which was a second disc of Brahms' chamber music for viola on onyx. What is it about Brahms and his music that you enjoy in both the composition and the performance?
I think Brahms is perfect. I think he did a very clever thing, that he destroyed most of the pieces that he that he has ever composed, and he left for us only the ones that he thought were perfect. And I think his music is really perfect in a way that there is no wrong note. I love his. If we compare it, let's say, with Tchaikovsky, and they didn't like each other so much because Tchaikovsky thought that Brahms was cold, and Brahms thought that Tchaikovsky was something else. But if we compare it, in Brahms's music, everything is very much connected, and you can't put a finger on recapitulation, for example. He does it somehow very secretly and very interestingly, rather than in Tchaikovsky everything is quite square, more classical. So I think Brahms, in this way, he went further than Tchaikovsky in the way of composition. But it's just so beautiful, and he loved viola. He made all the versions of the clarinet pieces for viola himself. I didn't have to transcribe anything except for the first violin sonata, which was done by Paul Klengel, and it was done for the cello. So I transcribed it from the cello. But Brahms himself made a version of the both viola sonatas. He did a version of the clarinet trio as well as the clarinet quintet, which I was so happy to record, because obviously it becomes a different work, because we are missing the constant clarinet tone which cuts through the string sound, and it's always there. And with the viola version, of course, there are lots of places where it just sounds like a string quintet, and it's a different piece, but I don't think it's any less beautiful, and it's just amazing to touch this kind of music, and let clarinetists not get too upset with me, but I'm going to also do clarinet Mozart concerto.